Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hello, it's Adam here, and on today's episode of The Hypnotist, I'm going to be doing a random hypnosis session based on a destination, which I don't know where it's going to be, 2 emotions and 3 nouns, and just kind of see where it takes us. I have had a couple of requests already for people to sponsor future episodes, so I'm currently in the process of learning more about what they want from the episode, so you shall see those very soon. So although I've done a lot of these random hypnosis sessions, I'm still doing client sessions. I'm just prioritizing the random ones right now, and the ability to sponsor an episode, which I mentioned yesterday, is something that I have done on a few occasions before, but on special request. And now effectively I've formalized that where you can click a link and basically buy the ability to sponsor an episode. So I'm just going to share this on screen before going into the random hypnosis, just to give you an idea of how this works. So I am now on my own website, so adamcox.co.uk. And if you click either Hypnotherapist or The Hypnotist, you'll see there's the ability to sponsor an episode of The Hypnotist. And it gives you the ability effectively to decide what that episode's going to be about. You'll be credited as the sponsor of that particular episode. And you can have a link to a website if you like, or social media. So maybe you are a hypnosis training company, or maybe you're just an individual and you want a hypnosis episode on a particular topic, and then you can credit that and have your own social media link on there or something like that. It's whatever you want it to be. I'm curious to see what kind of requests are coming through. I've had some interesting ones so far, which you'll hear in the very near future. So there'll be a link to this in the show notes, but equally you can just go to adamcox.co.uk and look for either the hypnotherapist section or the hypnotist, and you'll see the ability to sponsor a show if you so choose. If not, you can just listen like everyone else. So let's do the random hypnosis session. I'm going to click spin it. So this is Columbus in the United States. It says here, Columbus is the capital of the American state of Ohio and is located centrally within the state as the core of the greater Columbus area. Sited in an area where the Rust Belt, Bible Belt, Appalachia, I think that's pronounced, and the Farm Belt meet. Columbus is a fusion of many different parts of America. So looking down at some of the things to do, it looks like there's the State House, there's a big market, Capitol Square, you've got the Columbus Museum of Art, and various other places in Columbus. Now, I'll be honest, I've never been to Ohio, I've never been to Columbus, so I'm going to be relying on the information that I have here in terms of how to use this. But the State House looks quite an impressive building. There is a market, and I think the Museum of Art looks quite iconic there. So perhaps that might be something that we use in this hypnosis session. The 2 random emotions are going to be pain and interest. So pain, although people think pain is a negative thing, and there are certain people that have a genetic condition where they don't experience pain, and it's very dangerous because they will accidentally cut themselves, injure themselves, have broken bones and not know. So pain is a signal from your body to let you know something. It's an information loop. Now there is physical pain and there is emotional pain. And pain, if you interpret it as just something unpleasant, then that's fine. You could have the resource of resilience to get through that. But in most cases, pain is some kind of informational warning that something needs to change or be healed or something like that. So we're going to use pain in this hypnosis session. And the second emotion is interest. That could be taking an interest in something or having an interest. But that's quite an interesting emotion as well. And then the 3 random nouns are bench, distinct, and preparation. So bench, a couple of meanings there. There's the physical piece of furniture, the structure that people can sit on, normally in parks and kind of areas like that. But it can also be used in the realm of sport. So if someone's on the bench, it means they're the backup. So they're not kind of like the main player, for example. They're kind of a potential substitute. Distinct, I take that to mean different. In hypnotherapy and NLP, we use the phrase distinction a lot. So what's the difference that makes a difference? What's the key thing? So in hypnosis, you don't want to change everything. You want to change something distinct, individual, the thing that has the impact on the outcome. And then preparation, which I think is a very, very good word, because preparation can be the emotions or the resources prior to doing something. And I think this is going to be a good hypnosis episode. So let's go back now to the main screen. I've got my 15-minute sand timer here. So we're going to do this one based in Columbus in Ohio on the emotions of pain and interest. And then we're going to use those 3 nouns to create a hypnosis session. I have no idea how it's going to be, but I'm curious to find out, perhaps just like you are. So let's get ready and we'll start the episode. As you take a deep breath in, notice the sensation of air going in through your nostrils. Feel perhaps your chest or your diaphragm expand. But more importantly, get the sensation that when that oxygen that's now turned to carbon dioxide leaves your nose, it's taking away perhaps feelings of stress or worry, and it's leaving your body in your outward breath. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose, and when you're comfortable, and if it's safe to do so, on the next outward breath, simply allow your eyelids to close. That's right. And as they close, you can't help but notice that you go deeper and deeper, relaxed. And I don't know if simply the action of closing your eyes gets you into a light trance or a deep trance, or perhaps the deepest type of trance that you've ever been before. All I know is that when your unconscious is ready to make that step, to move from the bench to the playing field, then at that point, trance is just a natural consequence of that unconscious decision. As your physical body relaxes, your mind becomes more alert, activating parts of your imagination that enable you to visualize, hear, use all of your external senses internally to create a virtual reality within your own mind. And I wonder what it would be like if in that virtual reality you imagined being in front of a large white building. Perhaps you can see steps leading up to arches. Perhaps banks of lawn either side of those stone steps. I want you to imagine that you're looking at this building while sitting on a bench. Maybe it's a stone bench or a wooden bench. Just get the sensation that you're on a bench looking up at an old building, an impressive building, and you get the sense that you are in the city of Columbus, right in the middle of America, where all these different regions of America meet. Different belts, as they call them. The Bible Belt meets the Rust Belt, meets all these different places. The Farm Belt. A fusion perhaps of all different parts of America, there in Middle America, and you're in Columbus, named after Christopher Columbus. There you are on a bench looking up at this building, seeing the Columbus Museum of Art. Continue to breathe in and breathe out, and I will count down from 5 to 1, and you will imagine, when I arrive at 1, that your physical body will leave the version of you sat on that bench. Allow it to continue sitting on the bench as your imagination takes a walk up the steps into this museum of art. Right now, feel yourself on that bench looking upwards, seeing the museum as I count down from 5 to 1. 5, feeling deeper and deeper relaxed. 4, feeling like all tension is leaving your body. 3, feeling like you're escaping yourself. 2 and then 1 and leaving your body now. Take 10 steps forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn around and see that there is someone just like you sat on a bench, lost in a deep, deep trance, almost like you're asleep. And allow that part to do what it needs to do, to act as a stepping stone to enable you to access deeper parts of your subconscious mind. And I want you to walk up the steps to the Museum of Art in front of you. I want you to activate that curiosity, that interest in what kind of art might be in this building. Perhaps sculptures, paintings, drawings. And if it is images, is it modern art? Is it traditional art? Your curiosity and interest builds as you climb up those steps and enter the building of this museum. I want you to get a sense of getting mentally prepared for a change to take place. Feel that whatever preparation is necessary is taking place. Because in any other area of your life, a significant change would require preparation. The change of decorating your home would involve the distinct possibility that you would need to prepare certain things, perhaps move items from a room, put a dust sheet down, get prepared. But what preparation is necessary now for you to make a change? I want you to think of the key distinction, and perhaps you have this distinct feeling that the distinction is that you need to have clarity as to which area of your life you would like to change. And I'd like to suggest that the obvious thing to change is whatever is causing the most amount of pain in your life right now. Perhaps emotional pain, anguish, something unpleasant. And I want you to get a sense that if there was to be a change that would take place, what would that need to be to reduce the amount of pain in your life? So many people are addicted to drink or drugs or food or something else to numb the feeling of pain in their life. And you can do that. But the pain comes back, and then it fuels the desire to do whatever it was that made the pain temporarily disappear. Or you could figure out what it is that's the root cause of this pain. I want you to imagine, as you look through all of the different galleries in this museum in Columbus, that there is a painting of a soldier. I want you to get a sense that as you look at them, you can see anguish and pain on the face of this soldier in this picture. Perhaps they were in war. I want you to imagine maybe there was an explosion or a grenade or a mine. And I want you to imagine that this soldier in this painting had a piece of shrapnel lodged in their flesh. At the time, the shrapnel wasn't removed, it was just bandaged. And then they continued with their life. The skin healed over the wound, but the shrapnel was still inside. There's a distinct possibility that whenever that soldier moves their body part where the shrapnel is, they experience pain. Now, they could take painkillers, or perhaps they rely on other substances to make the pain go away. But I want you to get a sense that all of this is just masking the symptoms, and that actually what needs to happen is for surgery to take place, that in a hygienic way they remove the shrapnel so the wound can heal properly, and then the pain will disappear. The pain is a sign that something isn't right in that wound that has since healed, but healed in a way where it just stopped the bleeding, but didn't remove the cause of the pain. There you are in this museum, looking at this picture of a soldier that is clearly in pain. And I want you to think back to that specific area of your life where there's the most pain. And I wonder what is the equivalent of shrapnel in that situation. Yes, there's things that you can do to temporarily disguise or manage the pain. But what would be the equivalent of going into your life and removing the very cause of the pain? And maybe an idea comes to mind straight away, in which case this is your intuition giving you guidance and advice, inspiration as to the distinct thing that you can do so this may incur discomfort as it would do for the soldier having the surgery, but minor discomfort that would lead to the absence of ongoing pain. What uncomfortable thing do you need to do that would actually mean a lot less pain in the future? And even if you don't know, just know that your unconscious mind now is going to work to figure it out, and that sooner or later, perhaps in the next hour, day or week or month, an idea will just pop into your head with the solution, with the exact thing that you need to do. Because right now, either you know what change to make, and you can just do it. Or you know that there is a change that is necessary to make, but don't know what that change is yet, in which case, allow your unconscious mind to be the detective, to present you with further questions or clues or ideas as to how you would narrow it down. And you remember that childhood game of 20 questions. And the purpose of asking each question is to create one distinct difference, animal or vegetable, big or small. Each distinction enabled you to hone in on what it was that the other person was thinking. And I want you to get an idea that from this point onwards, if you're not sure what is the root cause of whatever is causing the maximum pain, your unconscious mind will, from this point forward, go through a process of elimination to find out what the distinct thing is that would need to change to enable you to have a future of less pain. And sometimes, as pain reduces, the overall quality of life and the pleasure in the life increases dramatically. And then look at that painting again and notice that something's changed. The face of pain and anguish on that soldier in the art is now different. They seem at peace. They seem calm, relaxed, content. The art has completely changed simply because you took an interest in what it was that was causing the pain to begin with. And then it's time to leave this museum of art. You leave the entrance under those 3 large archways, go down the concrete steps, walking around perhaps a sculpture in the middle, and then seeing someone exactly like you in what looks like a deep trance sat there on a bench, there in the middle of Columbus. And then imagine stepping into that version of you that is now sat on the bench, so that you become reassociated with yourself, activating resources of interest and enthusiasm for your future, and being able to create new distinctions to enable a future of more pleasure and less pain. And then you realize you're actually not on a bench in Columbus. This is just your imagination, weaving metaphors to enable you to make the distinctions necessary to create changes that lead to a more pleasurable future. And that actually right now, you're listening to my voice firmly in the present. You're sitting where you're sitting or standing where you're standing, listening to my words in your ears, and take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle those fingers, wiggle those toes. Get a sense that you are in your own physical body right now, because very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken feeling resourceful, interested, and looking forward to being the very best version of you with more pleasure and less pain. And you will have a new ethos that you're not interested in managing the symptoms. From this point forward, you only have one interest, and that is to get to the root cause of any pain in your life and to remove it so that that pain doesn't come back. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.
Thank you for watching that episode there. I hope you found that useful. I found that quite an interesting one to do. I have no frame of reference for Columbus at all. So if you are a listener from Columbus and you're aware of that gallery, that museum, perhaps you even know if there is a bench nearby that has a view of that particular museum, by all means, let me know on Instagram by direct message. Just let me know if I've got a good sense of what it's all about. But equally, if you found that useful from the perspective of thinking about what is causing ongoing pain in your life and what would be the equivalent of shrapnel in your body, what would need to be removed to deal with the pain so it doesn't come back. If you have any thoughts on that, put it in the comments. Love to hear it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the show, because that helps more people learn about what we're doing here and how we're doing it. And also, if you do have an interest in sponsoring a future episode of the show and you'd like it to be about something very relatable to your life or something about you, or maybe as a gift for someone else, there'll be a link in the comments for you to sponsor a show that currently for the next month or so is going to be discounted by £50. So that's an equivalent of about $70 discount. So check that out if you're interested. And if you're not, then don't. You're a full-grown adult and you make your own decisions. Thanks again for listening to the show, and see you again soon.